Now that you have your IR sensor connected to your Pico, let's get on to the coding part of our intruder alarm. So connect your Raspberry Pi Pico to your computer through the USB cable and then go to Thorny Editor, open a new file and let's start coding. So now when you open your Thorny editor, if you get this error, back and terminated or disconnected, then the first thing you need to make sure is you have your Raspberry Pi Pico connected to your computer. And once you've done that, you go and press the stop button here, and that should clear the error out. You'll get this message. That means that Raspberry Pi Pico is on. And also make sure that you have Raspberry Pi Pico as the interpreter. Let's go to Run, select interpreter and make sure that Raspberry Pi Pico is selected here before you start coding. You should also see it here on bottom right. All right, let's get to coding. So the very first line, as in the previous code, is to import pin from machine. So from machine, import pin. Everything is in lowercase except for the P in pin. And then the second line is import time. Make sure everything is in lowercase here again. Can you write down these two statements before we proceed to the next one? All right. Now in the next line, we are going to initialize our pin number 27 as an input pin. So we have our IR sensor connected on GP27. So that's the pin we need to initialize. IR sensor is an input device. So we give pin.in. So we initialize this pin as an input pin. So IR sensor is the name of the variable we give. IR sensor is equal to pin 27. That's for GP27. It's pointing to GP27. That's the pin IR sensor is connected to. Comma pin.in. So GP27 is initialized as input pin here. Your IN needs to be in all uppercase and P in pin should be in uppercase. And then in the next line, we initialize a buzzer. So the buzzer is on GP16 and buzzer is an output device. So we initialize pin number 16, that's GP16, as an output pin. And buzz is the variable we use for it. So buzz is equal to pin 16, initialize it as an output pin. Now can you write down these two statements before we proceed to the next one? Pay attention to the upper and lower case here. All right, let's move on to the next statement. So we print a set of statements through our code to understand how it works. So here, before we start checking the value of IR sensor, we just give a title saying print IR sensor ready. And on line number 8 here, we start a while loop. So while true loop, it's an infinite loop or a forever loop. It goes on forever. We'll see shortly why do we need an infinite loop here. First, let's just get on to the next statement. Here we check the value of IR sensor. So if IR sensor dot value is equal to 0, then print obstacle detected. So if there's an obstacle in front, IR sensor sends a value 0 to our Pico. So that's what we're going to check here. If Pico receives a value of 0 from IR sensor, that means there's an object in front. And what do we need to do then? If there's an object in front, then we beep our buzzer, or we beep the alarm. So we are building an intruder alarm here. So if there is an intruder detected, then we beep the alarm. So if IR sensor dot value is equal to 0, that means there is something in front of the IR sensor. And then you beep the buzzer. So you turn the buzzer on, bus dot value 1. To turn it on, leave it on for 0.3 seconds and then turn it off. And then turn it off. So we are starting with a single beep here. So let's go over it once again. If IR sensor dot value is equal to 0, just make sure you have two equal to sign. It's a comparison operator. So if IR sensor dot value is equal to 0, then we print the IR sensor value. That's for us to understand what's going on in the program. And then we print that an object is detected. And then we beep our buzzer. We turn it on for 0.3 seconds and then we turn it off. And this entire logic goes inside an infinite loop, while true loop. Because we want our code or our intruder alarm to work continuously. So what happens if we code a for loop for I in range 5 instead of the while true loop? Then in this case, our code is going to stop working after 5 loops. It's not going to check the value of IR sensor. And in turn, our intruder alarm is going to stop working in 5 loops in just a few moments. So we don't want that. We want our intruder alarm to work continuously. So we add our logic inside a while true loop. That's an infinite loop. So this is going to go on and on until we stop the program. So now can you code these two statements? While true, make sure you have a colon there. T is in uppercase. And then if IR sensor, this variable is same as the variable we declared on line number 4. So make sure it's all in lowercase. So IR sensor dot value parenthesis. Make sure you have two equal to signs here for comparison. That's the comparison operator. Equal to 0, colon. Can you write down line number 8 and 9? Seven, 8 and 9 if you haven't already done so. And then print IR sensor value and print object detected. And then turn on your buzzer value 1, sleep, and value 0 and sleep. Don't forget the indentation. You have one indentation here after while true, and then you have line number 10 to 15 are inside the if. So they need to be indented again. So once you have written the code, you'll need to save it. Go to File, Save. Save it on Raspberry Pi Pico. Let's name our code as Intruder. Oops. Intruder alarm with IR sensor. Press OK, save it on Raspberry Pi Pico. There, our code is saved now, and let's run it. So place your hand in front of the IR sensor to test it. And you'll hear the beep. And you'll see the value being printed here in the shell. So every time I place my hand, I see object detected. And the value of IR sensor is printed. So there's our code. This beeps the buzzer just once. Now let's have a little fun and let's beep our buzzer in a loop. So let's add a for loop. Let's beep our buzzer thrice. So for I in range 3, so just before our buzzer beep. So in case an object is detected in front, let's beep our buzzer 3 times. So you add a for loop just before the buzzer beeps. And then indent these 4 statements. So we have a new for loop on line number 12. And we are going to beep our buzzer 3 times once an object is detected. Let's run this code now. Oh, did I forget the in? So for I in range. So there you go. There's your intruder alarm. Now can you add an LED to this buzzer? And can you make your LED and buzzer go on together once an intruder is detected? So if there's an intruder detected, beep your buzzer and flash your LED together. So can you do that? You can refer to the lesson where you added an LED and buzzer to your Pico. So have fun with your intruder alarm. You can place it near your door or place it near your favorite thing. You could place it near a cookie. So the alarm would go on. The buzzer would start beeping if someone tries to take the cookie from there. So have fun and let me know how you used your intruder alarm.